Well, good evening, everybody. This is January the 27th. It's Sunday evening when I'm recording this, putting this together. I want to start this series on the podcast, going through step by step Dale Partridge's book, Launch Your Dream. Now, I'm not going to read the book to you. I will post some of my responses to his questions on my Facebook page. I'll post it on Facebook, but also on my webpage, packagelightmedia.com. But I'm going to work through his 30-day guide. It's a 30-day guide called Launch Your Dream, a 30-day plan for turning your passion into your profession, showing that there for you on the video. If you're on the podcast, you can check it out in one of the links there in the show notes, and get you a copy as well. I would love for some of you to follow along as I work through this, and here's the reason I'm working through it. I've talked about this in other podcasts, but I was called to business over 5 to 6 years ago, specifically the media business, to work in that industry and just put that off. But during that time, I wasn't putting it off completely. I was reading through all types of books and websites and web pages and taking some courses and all these things. And in that, I found 10 to 15 different strategies or how-tos on starting a business. And so I picked one that I wanted to test out. The other ones I've read through, I've learned, but never really let the rubber meet the road, so to speak. I've never gotten it going. And so that's my goal with this, that we would work together in starting our passion, whatever that is. Maybe it's not the right timing for you, but you know what? If you're waiting for the right timing, it'll never come, because I kept waiting. Well, maybe it'll get better. Maybe the kids get older. Maybe folks get out of the house, whatever. I'd put it off. You keep doing that, you're just gonna put it off, and you're never gonna do it. Time goes by no matter what, and no matter what you say, what you want, it's gonna go on by, whether you're acting on your dream or not. So I want to walk through this. You can follow along, get you a copy of the book. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment if you want to join in the discussion. You can leave a comment on my webpage, packagelightmedia.com, under the blog section, and you can find each post each day. So my plan and my goal is to go through every day for 30 days doing the exercises in the plan that Dale has here, and then have a business running at the end. I'm working on it in addition to the book, but there are some things this book will help me clarify, and I have already done some things with the business, like establish an LLC, a mission statement, business plan. I've already done those things, so I'll break those down as I go through the process with you. If you have any questions, would love to hear from you. So this book is broken up into these 30 days that we go through, and today is day one. Now the nice thing Dale does, he gives the title, and then he gives estimated reading time. He gives the reading, which is 4 to 5 pages for this chapter, and then at the end of the chapter he gives you 4 things that you do for that chapter, and that happens all the way through the 30 days. So if you'll do those things, you'll take steps over 30 days to starting your business. Today's day one is called Primed with Passion. Primed with passion, and he's saying you got to find that place, those things that you love that you can't do without, that you can't get off your mind, and work in those things, work in those places. He gives the definition from Merriam-Webster, and Merriam-Webster says, the dictionary says, a strong feeling of enthusiasm for something or about doing something. That's passion, a strong feeling of enthusiasm for something or about doing something. Now that's a pretty vague definition. A strong feeling. So I have strong feelings towards a lot of things, but there are things that I may not dive into or go after or work towards, or when my feelings change, I give up on them. And so Dale dives a little more deeper into the definition, and he finds that the English word passion derives from the Latin word passio, which means suffering. This is where we get the suffering of the Christ. Kind of take that a little step further. The word was first popularized in English in the 12th century to describe Christ's suffering and death on the cross. So he digs deeper here into this word passion for us and helps us understand that it's something that we love so much that we're willing to suffer for it. Something we love so much that we're willing to suffer for it. Now, if you're like me, you immediately know what that is, because you've been thinking about it for a long time. There's something you're like, I got to do that. I want to do that. I want to be involved in that. I love that so much, and yet you haven't taken that step. So this is the point where we have to make that decision. Are we going to take that step to suffer for that thing that we can't get off our minds? Mind, for me, the thing that I want to be involved in is media, producing media, social media, the new media, making videos and films and podcasts like we're doing now, audiobooks, all those kinds of things. Just want to be involved in that. He goes further with the definition: passions are those things that we love so much we're willing to suffer for them. Something that you're willing to suffer for it. And he said it's important to remember that passion is not suffering for suffering's sake. It's suffering for something, the outcome, something that you see in the future. If you don't care about something enough to endure pain, it is probably not worth pursuing, he says. Let me say that again. If you don't care about something enough to endure pain, it is probably not worth pursuing. So what we're talking about here when we're primed with passion, as Dale talks about it here, is that it's something we're so willing to be involved in that even on the worst days we'll continue going forward. Even on the hardest days we'll continue working toward the goal, towards that purpose, towards that direction. And so, quite simply, this first day isn't going to be very long. What is that passion for you? What is it that you think about all the time? What is it that you can't get off your mind? What is it that you say, man, that needs fixing and I know how to fix it? What is that thing? Maybe you don't know the plan or the goal, how to get there. We're going to go through that over the next 29 days. But what is that passion? And here's what Dale has us do. This is what I'm doing tonight. He says, first of all, remember. His first point is remember. Remember, passion is the willingness to suffer for something you love. Passion is the willingness to suffer for something you love. What are you willing to suffer for? Next thing, he says ask a question. So it's remember and then ask. What's the one activity you can't imagine living without doing? What's the one activity you can't imagine living without doing? And so for me, I can't imagine living without making videos and podcasts and working in social media, trying to figure out the latest strategies and trends there. I love that. I love telling stories. I love seeing people get excited about the stories that I tell, and I love entertaining people, but I also love teaching people. I love it, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in just a second. Third thing, so first he asks you to remember. Passion is willing to suffer. He asks and then believe. And here's what he asks us to believe for this chapter. I cannot succeed unless I'm willing to suffer for what I love. We can't succeed in our endeavors unless we're willing to suffer for what we love. So what are some of the sufferings? Well, it may be that you have to stay up late. Like I'm up late. My family is in bed right now. We have a sick baby right now. I may have to get up with the baby in the middle of the night, but I want to put this together because it's my passion. And I want you to come along with me because it's my passion to help you and encourage you in this. So there may be some suffering coming tonight, and tomorrow may be a tough day at work because I'm staying up late doing a podcast and recording a video and going through this workbook and this exercise and all these things that come with it. But I'm willing to do it because I can see the end result. I can see what's coming out of it. And so then the last thing is a do. He always leaves us with action every week, or every day, every day. List 5 things that you love so much it hurts. Rank them in order of how passionate you are about them. List 5 things you love so much it hurts. Well, I love the Lord passionately, number 1. Number 2, I love my family. Number 3, I love media. I love just the idea that we can make a video or a podcast and that can literally go around the world. I just love that idea. Number 4, I love books. Like if I can't show you a video in my office here. This is my home office. There are probably 200 books surrounding me here and another 500 to 1,000 at my office. Just books everywhere. I love books and I love people and I love teaching. So in that order, I love the Lord. I love my family. I love media and the opportunities it presents us. I love books. And what was the last one? I love books and... Well, I said it a while ago. I should have written them down. I love the Lord. I love my family. I love media and the opportunity it presents. I love books and I love teaching. I love to teach people the information that I know, and I love to help them get it. So out of that, this may come up another day, but I want to go ahead and share it with you. I wrote a personal mission statement, and my personal mission statement is geared towards this direction. And this is my personal mission statement. I would encourage you to write one down as well. Dale actually encourages us in this chapter to do that. So what is your mission? Like, based on your passion, your desire, your goal, what is your mission? Here's mine. I am to teach, equip, and motivate others to use their God-given talents and gifts to positively influence our culture. So I want to teach, I want to equip, I want to motivate others to use their God-given talents and gifts to positively influence our culture. I want to teach people to influence the culture through media. I mean, that's really it. That's simple. Stories have power, and stories can be told through this new media in an infinite number of ways. And I want to tell those stories in that way. So those 5 things: Lord, loving the Lord, loving my family, loving media, loving books, and then loving to teach. All those things come together in this mission statement that I have the opportunity to live out through the company Package Light Media that I'm going to start. I've already started, and I'm going to continue to start as we walk alongside together. If you're out there and this connects with you, if you want to get involved, this isn't something I'm charging for, it's something we're learning together in. And I believe as we build this group of people up together, working together, we can encourage one another. Maybe we can pray together over our businesses. Maybe we can meet if you're nearby the Texas Panhandle. Maybe we can meet up on a FaceTime call or a Skype call, or just any other number of ways we can encourage one another as we move through this process together of starting or launching your dream. I want to test it out. I want to see if it works. The more, the merrier. The more experience we'll have in. Maybe you see something I won't. Maybe I'll see something you don't in your business, in your startup, so we can get together on that. That wraps up tonight. The launch, I was going to put this out Monday morning, but I'm going to put it out tonight, Sunday evening, because I'm up and at 'em getting it done. And so I hope you'll follow along as we go through this book. Be sure to buy your copy from Dale. Check out Dale's website. I don't know Dale, never met him before, never even tweeted at him or anything. So give him a shout out on the work that he's done for this book. And also on his website, you can find a course in how to start your business. You may want to be involved in that as well. And then some other things that he has on there to teach you as you go through this process. Hey, thanks for following along. God bless you. You can find a lot of information on my website at packagelightmedia.com. Check out the blog post. There will be a new podcast there every day for the 30 days. And then also in the blog there'll be some information as well, some links that are important and different things as we go through the process. I'll go ahead and post a picture of my mission statement in there, and also some of the answers to today's task. And I'll have those in there as well. Like I said, I'd love to hear from you and get in contact with me. Other than that, have a great night. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow for day number 2.